Imagine waking up on an unfamiliar planet somewhere in the universe. You don't see the sun you once knew. There are no barking dogs, no hum of traffic. Above you stretches a strange sky, twinkling with millions of light trails, like the watchful eyes of unnamed beings. Almost as soon as you become aware of your own presence, the sky begins to shift, from bluish gray to a warm pink, then slowly darkening with rippling beams of light that seem almost emotional. You don't yet understand what's happening, but the tingling on your skin awakens a truth. This planet is sensing you back. The environment is no longer just a backdrop for life. It is in dialogue with you. On Nytheris, the environment is, in every real sense, alive. On this planet, emotions aren't just byproducts of advanced species. They're part of the very laws of physics. The way you feel directly affects the weather, light, vegetation, terrain, even how other life forms respond to you. In some places, the ground breathes in gentle rhythms. Sand changes color with each step, producing low, echo-like tones, as if recording your footsteps in a diary. Forests may rise and fall like meteor showers, their pollen triggering vivid hallucinations. Some creatures don't speak, but you hear them, through a strange spectrum of inner sound. Everything begins with a simple acknowledgement. This isn't just a planet. It's a sentient biosystem built upon emotion. A planet that feels, listens, and respects your existence. Welcome to Nytheris. Located in the Gemini cluster, Nytheris orbits the white dwarf star Zeral 5, roughly 890 light-years from Earth. Zeral 5, long past its blazing prime, is now a dense, white-hot core that emits a cold, steady light, no longer radiant, but rich in ultraviolet energy. Lacking a traditional sun, Nytheris draws light and energy from a rare cosmic phenomenon, a plasma ring encircling Zeral 5, known as the Zeral Lumina Halo. This vast halo functions as a massive plasma lens, cyclically focusing electromagnetic energy onto the planet, creating seasons of light and darkness and fueling its dynamic atmosphere. Nytheris is about 1.3 times the size of Earth, with 10% stronger gravity. A Nytheris year lasts 344 Earth days, but a single day spans 42 Earth days, each light-dark cycle stretching over 3 weeks. This slow rotation profoundly shapes the planet's climate and the biorhythms of its life forms. During a period known as the eternal violet night, lasting nearly 2 Earth weeks, the planet is bathed in soft ultraviolet light from the Lumina halo. This is a sacred time for the native beings, marked by planet-wide ceremonies of light. Unlike Earth, Nytheris has no fixed geography. Its surface structure consists of geo-empathic zones regions that respond biochemically to conscious emotional states. When a being of sufficient awareness enters, the land reacts, altering terrain, vegetation, and even geological shapes in response to their emotions. For example, if someone burdened by deep sorrow walks through the echoing plains, the earth emits distant, grieving hums. A joyful child in the wind-blossom glade might cause the grass to bloom and flicker with light. Weather on Nytheris isn't governed by air pressure or elevation alone. It's regulated by the aeroideation layer A network of emotion-sensitive ions in the mid-atmosphere, which absorb and release electromagnetic energy based on emotional frequencies. When collective fear rises, clouds charge and release empathic lightning. When peace prevails, the planet glows in a soft aura known as coral light. The dominant species on Nytheris are the Cerelians, semi-physical beings composed of both matter and energy fields. Their bodies are fluid in structure, capable of shifting tissue and bone density based on surrounding emotions, light, and magnetic fields. Their most common form appears as tall beings, ranging from 2.1 to 2.8 meters, with shimmering, translucent skin like quartz crystals. Instead of eyes, they possess a neuro-optic band across their foreheads, allowing them to perceive energy spectrums and sense other life forms. Cerelians lack traditional lungs. They absorb energy through subtle magnetic currents, known as oscillation cores organs, located in their chest that both metabolize energy and regulate emotion. Their most unique trait is field empathy. They do not speak or use gestures, but instead transmit emotions directly through radiant waves from their bodies. Each interaction becomes an emotional harmony, not a linguistic dialogue. Cyrelians live in resonance clusters called sentient cohorts, groups of 5 to 50 individuals who maintain emotional synchronization, sharing memories, dreams, and at times, a unified will. Their society functions as a networked consciousness. When a Cyrelian reaches a state of deep emotional attunement, understanding, and embracing all internal conflict, they can channel planetary resonance, causing the land around them to transform with powerful positive emotions. These beings, revered as transmuters, act as bridges between biospheres. Nytheris flora thrives not only on light and water, but on emotional waves. Most astonishing are the Miraluft forest's collections of plants that float hundreds of meters in the air via magnetic reflection and internal gas chambers. Miraluft trees are not fixed in place. They migrate each season in response to collective emotions. When negativity, fear, sorrow, anger permeates a region, the forest slowly drifts away like a cloud. When peace or joy returns, the forest floats back, sometimes glowing faintly at night like ghostly fire. Among Miraluft flora, Nytheris, umbrella-like glowing trees that emit memory-triggering scents with each breath. Luminal vines, bioluminescent creepers that pulse in rhythm with nearby heartbeats. Oscilla grass, rapidly color-shifting grass used to write memories into the soil. Plant life on Nytheris communicates via the harmonic root network, millions of ultra-thin root fibers transmitting electromagnetic and emotional data underground. In times of danger or distress, the network emits alerts that cause whole regions to change color, glow, or subtly vibrate like a warning bell. Many Cyrelians choose to live among the Miraluft to restore emotional balance. Forest immersion rituals are a sacred part of their coming-of-age journey. Unlike Earth, where gravity is consistent from ground to sky, Nytheris has stratified gravity. It changes with altitude and dominant emotional energy. The planet is surrounded by the Halo Belt 3 fluctuating magnetic field rings that orbit Nytheris like invisible highways. Each corresponds to a dominant emotional state: lamentir, sorrow, stillness, and deep memory. Seriftir, balance and stable emotional flow. Eleontir, joy, love, excitement, and meditative bliss. This emotional layering creates a remarkable effect. A being overwhelmed by negative emotion is gradually pulled into Laman, where light dims, time slows, and air grows dense. In contrast, a mind in calm or elation becomes lighter, potentially floating upward into Eleon no propulsion needed. Certain gifted Cyrelians have mastered halo surfing, riding emotional currents between layers for travel, communication, or spiritual healing. The harmonic convergence point, where all three tiers intersect, is Nytheris's holiest site, where wave-bearers gather diverse communities for planetary emotional unification. This system also shapes geology. Floating islands drift within Eleon for generations, while magnetic fissures in Lamine vibrate with emotional music. Cyrelian society is not built on material wealth, but on a collective resonance field, where every activity is regulated through shared emotional states. There is no government, no laws, no currency, only the Council of Wave Balance, composed of those with the most stable emotional fields. The grandest ritual is the Wave Harmonization Cycle, where all Cyrelians in a region synchronize a shared emotion to cleanse the Seriftir. During this, gravity shifts, light bends, and the Miraluft forests dance in feeling. Cyrelian children are not raised through speech, but through memory synchronization, a sacred practice where adults transmit lived experiences through mental resonance. They do not build with hands or tools. All architecture results from emotional coalescence, where crystalline matter reorganizes under communal energy fields. Buildings bloom like flowers, capable of bending, glowing, or reshaping with their inhabitants' feelings. Most revered is the memory library, a vast structure storing collective experience in oscillating patterns rather than written words. The only tool Cerealians forge is the emotion capacitor, a crystal engraved with emotion codes, used to store, transmit, or broadcast mental states for healing or teaching. Hypothetical data from remote sensing missions suggests Nytheris intentionally responds to emotional activity. When a Cerealian community falls into long-term negativity, the planet creates cleansing zones, light rains, geomagnetic shifts, or the spontaneous appearance of healing flora. There is evidence of a global crystalline neural network beneath the surface, functioning like a planetary nervous system. Some researchers believe Nytheris is a nascent planetary consciousness, a living entity capable of joy, grief, and transformation. Some civilizations search for life using radio waves, light signals, or chemical markers. But on Nytheris, a planet that feels, the strongest signal doesn't exist in the electromagnetic spectrum we know, but in the deep emotional frequencies within ourselves. If a planet is sophisticated enough to sense joy, sorrow, love, and anger, then perhaps the first thing we must learn is not an interstellar language, but interplanetary emotional intelligence. Beings like the Cerealians don't just exist, they belong. They merge with their ecosystem through their inner world. There is no war, no technology of destruction, only empathy and resonance. This raises a profound question. Can humankind, with its fractured history and divided psyche, truly live on such a world? If your emotions wander, the sky will shift. If you feel rage, the earth will tremble. If you learn to heal, the world around you will bloom. Nytheris isn't just a fictional planet. It is a cosmic metaphor for how we treat ourselves and the world we live in. In a noisy, disconnected modern age, Nytheris whispers, "I am feeling you, but are you ready to feel me back?"